Are we still good? Yeah. Okay, I'm just looking at my camera guy, AJ, over here. I'm just making sure we're still good. Are we still on? Okay. So type right now some of your favorite brands. That's all right. Go ahead. I want to see in the comments because I can pull it up. I'm looking at it right now. Anybody have any favorite brands out there? You know, are you an Express person? Are you a Nike person? Are you an Adidas person? An And One person? You know, what are some of your brands that you really love? Go ahead and type them in the comments right now. I'm waiting to see if somebody has some brands. If you have some brands that you love out there, I won't wait any longer. But here's why I think this is fascinating. Companies spend billions of dollars a year to control these brands. They spend billions of dollars and they hire hundreds and sometimes thousands of people across the country to just hone in and be very specific with their brand. They know the look, they know the smell, they hone in on what they're known for. And newsflash to you, those things aren't accidents. All right? Here's what I mean. I'm going to read to you a reputation, and you tell me, go ahead and type it in the comments. If I tell you the reputation that someone has on a brand, you tell me what it is. 2-day shipping. What is that? Lightning fast or 2-day shipping? I love that Gabe wrote in the comments there, whatever is cheap enough for me to afford, that's his brand. You know, that was my brand in high school too, Gabe. So I'm with you on that. Whatever is cheap enough. Favorite brand, Adidas, yes. So go ahead. I'm going to say some reputations out there. You type it in the comments. 2-day shipping, what is that? What about lowest prices always? Who's that? Type it in the comments. What about the best cell phones? All right, now let me clarify this. The best cell phones for people who don't make their own apps and want everything like custom made for them. They don't want to try to customize anything for themselves. But like the best cell phones, come on, we know the answer to that. It's Apple, right? Come on, I'm using my Apple phone right now. I'm using my iPhone to go live right now on Instagram. What about free streaming? What are some of the brands or reputations that are known for free streaming? For me, it's Spotify. Go ahead, type in the comments right now. What about best chicken sandwich ever? I really want to know this one. I want to know who out there has the best chicken sandwich ever. Like, who's known for this? I want to know. I'm glad somebody said Walmart for that other one. Great job. I'm glad. Oh, hey, Juliana said Amazon. You got it right. Yep, 2-day shipping right there. But best chicken sandwich ever. Tell me what that is. Yes, someone, Joey or Tyler said Chick-fil-A. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't sure if that's what you were thinking, but yes, Chick-fil-A it is right there. But here's the point with all of this. Companies hire hundreds of people and spend billions of dollars trying to get us all to have one thing in mind. And most of us spend a little time thinking about it. It's our reputation. It's something that all of us have and companies spend a lot of money on, and you and I maybe don't think about it very much. It's our reputation. Our reputations are made of all sorts of things and bring out assumptions about who we are. Wouldn't you say that a reputation will bring out a lot of assumptions about who you are? Like it or not, you have a reputation. You have one, I have one, and maybe you don't like it. Maybe that reputation has been made for you, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But I have a reputation. Here's what I know about myself. And can I be honest for a second? Just give me like, I don't think there's a hug emoji, but just give me like a thumbs up emoji that you're listening right now. Because I'm going to be honest. I know that I have a reputation. And I know that a lot of maybe students and leaders haven't come to me in times of need because I haven't been that compassionate. And I might have, for the last 10 years, 15 years, kind of displayed a reputation for someone who has a lot on their mind and is trying to accomplish a lot, but isn't very compassionate And that might be a reputation that I have that I don't like. Or maybe that reputation was put on me because I'm so focused, or I have so much going on in my world, and I have so much that I'm trying to work toward, and such goals and dreams and visions that people might feel like I'm not as compassionate. But think about the various groups in your school, the assumptions that you've made about people who are a part of those groups. And here's what I mean. I've got up on my board right here. I'm going to pull up on my board. All right, think about these various groups and the assumptions that you've made about these people. All right? I think we can relate to any of them. School, non-school, homeschool, public school, private school, all of that. Quarantine, non-quarantine. We probably have a lot of assumptions going on about people right now during quarantine, right? But here's an assumption. Every rich kid is fill in the blank. We have a lot of assumptions about that. Here's another group. Here's another group. The white. Here, I'll stick this up right here. The white, the black, the Asian kids are, boom. Here's another assumption. The people with TikTok clout are, boom, and we fill in the blank. These are just some assumptions based on reputations that people have gotten, right? What about this? The AP honors students are, and I know a lot of you can fill in this blank right now. I'm not going to fill it in. I'm guessing you know. I'm guessing you have assumptions on these. The AP honors students are what? You fill in the blank. Maybe you're one of those, and people have filled in the blank for you. Or maybe you feel like the AP honors students, maybe they've got a certain reputation. You fill in the blank on them. What about this one? The football cheerleaders are, and we fill in the blank. There's a reputation. It's an assumption that people make about them. Might not be true. What about people that are really into band are, and we fill in the blank right there. See, reputations are made of all sorts of things, and they bring out certain assumptions about who we are. What about this one? The kid who vapes is, and we fill in the blank. We're filling in the blank on assumptions right here. Now, I'm not yelling at you because I know we've all done this, but these are stereotypes that we've all made assumptions about. And even though we don't say them out loud, or at least we shouldn't, hopefully you don't, we all tend to fill in the blanks on other people. We're doing it right now. You're filling in the blanks on me. And when someone makes a comment on the section, you're filling in the blank on them. When you read a post or you're looking through someone's Instagram feed, what are you doing? You're filling in the blanks on them. And we all tend to fill in the blanks on other people to assume we know what to expect from them now and what they're capable of and how they're going to respond in any of the situations. Right? In other words, how we fill in the blanks now determines what we expect from them next. You need to hear me on this. How we're filling in the blanks now are determining what we expect from them next. Some of you have never shared this video. Some of you have never shared your faith publicly. Some of you don't want anybody to know that you're a Christian. And you might be watching this later. You might be watching this at another time. But you don't want to share this video. You don't want to repost. You don't want to comment too much because your friends might know that you're on and your reputation has to change. Because people might fill in the blanks on you. And so you're afraid of how people are going to fill in the blanks on you if you get too vocal about your faith, if you start sharing your faith on social media or reposting this video. And whether we know the person or not, who we're filling in the blank on, how we fill in the blank determines what we expect from them next. We know their reputation. We build one in our mind based on a single action that they did or a single action that one person did in our life. And this isn't just a teenager thing. This is a people thing, all right? Where do these assumptions come from? I think they come from two main areas. Number one, our expectations. Our expectations, our experiences. They come from our experiences. Why do I say that? Because we have experiences that someone like them, or whatever your assumption is on somebody, that someone like them did to us, maybe one time, maybe a couple times, and it's just someone like them, someone like the rich kid, or someone like the band kid, or the football cheerleader. They did something. And now we've made an assumption on them based on our experience of that one person or that one event. And that was it. That was all. And we've been doing this while we've been quarantined, haven't we? You on Instagram, you've been scrolling through, you've been watching, you make assumptions on Instagram all the time. I know I do. I'm looking through people's feeds. I'm like, oh, I'm assuming that their life looks like this. I'm making this assumption that I can fill in the blank on where they're at mentally, physically, emotionally right now, spiritually. And we start filling in the blank. But we can also do it not only based on our experiences, but also our own insecurities. Sometimes our assumptions are formed because of our own insecurities. The person that we're filling in the blank on has something we want or wish we had. Now, this can be physical. It can be something physical, like we wish we had the car that they have or the house that they live in, okay? But it also could be just a part of a reputation. We wish we could be as compassionate or as caring as this person. I know sometimes I get hurtful in my own relationships. If I'm talking about me personally with my relationship with my wife, I can get really personal and I can get hurtful on the fact that she cares so much and so deeply about people, about our family, about our kids. I can get hurtful back to her because of my own insecurity that I don't have that. Or I can get hurtful to someone else because I'm jealous of the way that they're able to impact people, the way that they're able to be a better youth pastor than me. And so I get insecure. And we start filling in the blank about all the other youth pastors, or I'm filling in the blank about other parents, or I'm filling in the blank about other students. Maybe they have the starting position on the team that you want. Maybe they have the house that you can't afford. And our limited experiences and insecurities cause us to fill in the blanks on other people. So tell me, right in the comments right now, who would be honest enough to tell me where your assumptions come from? I listed 2 experiences, and I mentioned about insecurities. But where do some of your insecurities come from? Where do you get your assumptions from? Where do you get some of your expectations from? Where do your assumptions and where do you start filling in the blanks? Think about that for a minute, and I want you to just be bold enough and brave enough to write down where your assumptions come from. Maybe they come from YouTube videos. Maybe they come from what somebody said a long time ago about you. See, and this can be a problem because if we want to be known for love rather than hate, then we need to do something different. And to be honest, we don't fill in the blank about something nice, do we? Right? The ironic part is we hate it when someone else does this to us, but how do we resist the temptation to do something like this to others? There's a moment in Jesus' life that it might be able to help you out. It's going to be able to help me out. Jesus was in the middle of a tense encounter with some of the religious leaders of the time. These teachers of the law, or Pharisees as we know them, they were a pretty big deal in the religious circles, and they had a certain brand, okay? They had a brand of self-righteousness. And first off, that's not a brand you want to carry, okay? That's not a brand you want to have. But they were thought of as set apart from everybody else. And they came into an encounter, kind of an R-rated encounter with another person, and they were trying to trap Jesus in a certain way. Jesus was around. He was spending time with people who weren't like the religious leaders' brand. He was spending time with sinners. He was spending time with people who don't look and feel like the Pharisees. And the Pharisees didn't think that it was a good idea. And they started to catch Jesus. They were trying to catch Jesus off guard and trap him. And then there was an encounter with a woman. And here's what happened. They dragged this woman in front of Jesus. and they wanted to see how Jesus was going to handle the punishment. What was Jesus going to do? And I think what unfolds here, it shows us a different way to live instead of filling in the blanks about other people's reputations. Okay? The religious leaders here, check this out. This is what happens. In John 8, verse 3, if you want to turn in your Bibles, in John 8, verse 3. Now, as you're going there, I just want to remind everybody, we're reading through the Bible at noon every single day. So if you're on Instagram, you can jump over to our Facebook page every day at noon at ReaLife Student Ministries. We're reading through the Bible. We started in John. We went through John. Now we're in Acts. And this comes from when I was reading through the book of John. I remember reading about this again, and it jogged my memory. In John 8, verse 3, as he was speaking, the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. Now this is important. She was actually caught in the act of adultery. Not like she had adultery and then someone else found out about it later. No. Somehow these weirdos or somebody was watching over. I don't know if somebody hired a private detective to go search her or watch her. I don't know. But she was literally caught in the act of adultery. And here's what happened. We're talking about the religious leaders and teachers of the law. They put her in front of the crowd that Jesus was speaking to. They said, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses says to stone her. What do you say?" They were trying to trap him into saying something they could use against him. We assume that this woman was already pretty humiliated. All right? We can assume that she was already feeling pretty bad about her actions. And the law of Moses said that we're supposed to throw rocks at her, right? And so the religious leaders wanted to put Jesus in front of this crowd, and they're trying to trap him. See, here's the questions. They were trying to ask him, hey, was he going to overlook this woman's obvious sin and ignore the law of Moses, right? This would take Jesus' credibility away. You have to understand this. In the mind of the religious leaders and the Pharisees, they were trying to take Jesus' credibility away so that they could trap him, all right? And then they could anger everybody else about it. So, would he allow her to be stoned, causing the crowd to turn on him? Or would he do something different? And here's what happened next. Jesus stooped down and wrote in the dust with his finger. They kept demanding an answer, so he stood up again and said, "All right, but let one of you who has never sinned throw the first stone." Then he stooped down again and wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, beginning with the oldest, until Jesus was left in the middle of the crowd with the woman. Then Jesus stood up again and said to the woman, "Where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you?" "No, Lord," she said. And Jesus said, "Neither do I. Go and sin no more." This is one of those mic drop moments. I'm sure you and I have a hard time understanding the full tension of this moment. But these religious leaders built their brand on appearing better than others and pointing out the sins of everybody else. They're trying to point out the sins of this adulterous woman. Basically, Jesus is saying, hey, you're quick to point out what everyone else has done wrong, but what about you? Have you ever gotten it wrong? Have you ever made a mistake? And one by one, this plan obviously backfired because they one by one walk away. And Jesus kindly, lovingly releases the woman who's literally afraid for her life. And he tells her, go, live in freedom. Right? And that's what he says. When he's saying, go and sin no more, he's looking at him and he's looking at you and he's saying, go, now live in freedom. Now, everyone here has been guilty of something. Now, you have to understand in this passage, both the religious leaders and this woman. And Jesus had a message for both of them. Jesus wasn't just speaking to the religious leaders or to the woman. He was speaking to both of them. What is possible for your future isn't determined by your past. He's looking at you and he's saying what's possible for your future, it's not determined by your past. Whether you're a Pharisee or you're the adulterous woman, both are guilty And guess what? Hear me. Both are free to go. Both had a reputation for being one way, and both can choose to leave differently than they arrived. You have a choice today from listening to this video, from watching this. Anytime you walk into a church, anytime you come to ReaLife, you can choose to leave differently than when you arrived. Jesus was speaking to both the Pharisee and the adulterous woman, and he challenged them all by saying, "Go and sin no more." He believed change was possible. Jesus believed change was possible. It was such a Jesus move, right? He changed everything because he responded in love to everyone who was there. But isn't this true that sometimes isn't it true that sometimes you and I are more on brand with the religious leaders? Don't we often fill in the blanks about other people based on their behaviors of one time? I mean, that's what the Pharisees were doing for this adulterous woman who had the one act. Don't you and I often fill in the blanks based on someone's behavior of one time? Or we tend to assume we know what will happen next in their story because of what happened before. Because of something that happened before or something that was said before, and we think we know what's going to happen. Jesus' approach to the situation was different, and he's telling us something different. The woman who had a certain brand, the woman had a brand, a reputation for being bad, and everyone was judging her for that based on the one thing that they saw her do. He believed something was possible in her future, no matter what her past was. Gosh, hear me on that. He didn't write a story about her, who she was, because of what she had been caught doing. And Jesus doesn't do that to you. He doesn't write a story about you based on what you've been caught doing. He didn't fill in the blank for her, even though he knew everything about her. He knew who she was and what she had done, but he wasn't filling in the blank for her. Jesus proved this, that we're more than the assumptions or judgments that other people make of us. Man, this is good stuff. Type "I am more" in the comments right now if you are more than the assumptions or judgments that other people make of you. Type it right now. I am more. I am more than the assumptions that people are going to make, the blanks that they're going to fill in. We are worthy of forgiveness, grace, and we're worthy of a second chance because of God's love for us. So right now in the comments, write, "I am worthy of forgiveness." Say, "I am worthy." Right now in the comments. And we can extend the same forgiveness, the grace, and the love to others, just like Jesus did. Now, can we do that today? Can you do that today? Can you do that this week? That, man, we have to live in more grace and forgiveness right now in this day and age in quarantine than we've ever done. You're going to see somebody walking through the grocery store with or without a mask, and you're going to make assumptions on them. You're going to see somebody in the future when all of this opens back up, and you're going to wonder, why are they getting together? What are they doing? And what's going on over here? We're going to all start making assumptions about people, and it's all going to be based on social media because we filled in the blanks on them. And Jesus is saying, have more forgiveness, have more grace. Now, what if this was the approach you and I started to take when forming opinions of other people? What if? Just ask yourself this question, what if? What if instead of filling in the blanks with assumptions and judgments, we chose to believe anyone could radically change? Man, that's a hard question for me because I've seen a lot. What if we believed anyone could surprise us? What if we believed anyone could be far better than we think they are? Man, what if? What if we chose to let love fill in the blank? What if we chose to let love fill in the blank? This would change the way we think about or treat other people. See, there's something both encouraging and humbling about Jesus' approach. It puts all of us on the same level. Jesus' approach put all of us on the same level. It's humbling to me, but hopefully it's encouraging that, we're all on the same level. We're all in this together, and we've never been more on the same level in America than we are right now. Multi-billionaires are sitting in their homes quarantined, not allowed to go out, just like you and me. So we're all on the same level right now. But in other words, if we fill in the blank with judgment or hate, though, we're only seeing part of the person or part of their actions. But when we fill in the blank with love, we're seeing them more as humans. So when the opportunities for assumptions and judgments, when the opportunities to fill in the blank come along, all right, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. 2 things. Stop and think about the others who have filled in the blanks about you. Just stop, okay? When you're starting to make an assumption or subtweet or retweet or Snapchat somebody or whatever you're going to do, just stop and see how or what they're doing and ask yourself this: how have other people underestimated you? How have other people judged you? How have you experienced the other side of someone filling in the blank? Remember, Jesus' forgiveness brought you to a place where your life started to change for a better. Assuming the best days are ahead of them can be the best thing you can do. So assume the best days are ahead of them. All right? And then the second thing we can do is think about how you've wrongly filled in the blanks for someone else. Before you start filling in the blanks on someone, think about how you've wrongly filled in the blank for someone else. And who is someone you think you know but you really don't? Just go ahead right now, type in the comments, who's someone you think you know but really don't? Right? Go ahead. Like, who have you filled in the blanks for in a negative way without learning the whole story? What if you chose to fill in the blanks in the way Jesus brands them? With compassion, with love, with grace, with forgiveness. What if you let love fill in the blank for what we think about now and what we expect for the future? So here's where it gets a little personal. Can we get personal here, real life? We're about to close this down and I'm going to finish this up. But before I do, I want us to get a little personal. Everybody does this. We all need to ease up on our assumptions and judgments. But when it comes to church and church people, getting this right is even more important. Now, you can say it's not fair. I don't care. You can say it's not right. It doesn't matter. When it comes to church people, if you call yourself a Christian, a Christ-like person, okay, getting this right is even more important for you. So you hear me on this. Maybe you tend to assume that that person doesn't belong here. Maybe you tend to assume that I don't belong here based on what I see around with other people. Or you look at somebody else in the church and you say they'll never change. They'll never be different. Or people like that always do this. You walk into youth group or you see people around the church and you're like, people like that are always blank, and you fill in the blank on them. But here's the thing, friends. Statements like those, as easy as they are to make, they take Christ out of Christianity. There's no Jesus in them. And they have no place here. They have no place at ReaLife. They have no place in the body of Christ and of believers. They don't. Let love fill in the blank of your never. When you say that person will never, that person doesn't belong here because they never, no. There's always hope for change. There has to be. I have to believe it. I have to believe it. When we choose to follow Jesus' example and take these steps, we're choosing to let love fill in the blank. Instead of a quick or shallow assumption and judgment about who they are now or who they can become, all right, just imagine with me for a second, if this was to happen, how much time we spend focusing our opinions and emotions on all those things. What if instead our assumptions and stereotypes, preconceived notions were based on, instead of the part of the person, we'd be able to be people who believed everyone is worthy of love and has hope for a great future? What if we could believe that? Is this really what Jesus is about? Yeah, it is. We can be people that let love fill in the blank. Every rich kid is loved. All the white, black, Asian, blah, blah, blah kids are loved. The people with TikTok clout are loved. The AP honor students are loved. And going all the way on down. right? Loved. People really into band are, guess what? They're loved too. And the kid who vapes, yep, they're loved. So here's your next step. This is what I want you to do. I want you to think about this. Who's one person in your life that you have an opinion about that you really don't know? Okay, this could be really vague. You could have an opinion about Matthew McConaughey, and you really don't know him. Maybe you love Matthew McConaughey, but you really don't know him. Okay, maybe you love somebody. You love some star, some YouTube, but you don't really know him. But it could be that. I'm hoping that the people who show up powerfully and the ones who show up and want to make a quick video about this, okay, I will have some prizes for you. But who is one person in your life? Maybe it's a family, and maybe for you, it's a step-parent, a stepmom, a stepdad, a sibling. Who's one person that you have an opinion about that you really don't know as well as you thought you did? And what's one step you can take to get to know something about that person this week? That's your next step. Just tell me. Write it in the comments or go to the group. Go to the ReaLife family group and post something in there. You can just post a live video and share with us. What's one step you're going to take to get to know that person this week? It could be a friend that you've made assumptions about. Maybe a friend that you've kind of stopped hanging out with and you need to go back and rekindle and that friendship. But what's one step you can take to get to know something about that person this week? That's your next step. That's your assignment. That's what you need to do in your life if we're going to do this thing better, if we're going to be a better brand of Christianity together. All right? When we do this, we'll be people known for loving others, just like Jesus was and just like Jesus intended his people to be. So thanks so much for watching and listening in on Instagram or Facebook. We're going to jump into the game. And Instagram, we're jumping off of this, and we're going to be still live on Facebook doing a game, and then we're going to jump into our Zoom room, all right? So thank you so much for watching over on Instagram. Facebook, stick around, stay right here, because we're going to play the game, and we're going to have some fun together, all right? So there we go. Thank you so much.
My grandmother spoils me rotten.
Oh yeah, we got it. Way to go, ladies.
Juliana got Abby got it.
Abby Eastman.
Oh my gosh, that was good.
Wow.
That was really
yeah,
good.
thank you for looking at my mouth. Great job.
Do you still even have a time?
Yeah.
That's good.
I started it. Yeah, there it goes. It's almost done now.
I know, it's almost done.
I started it over.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
That was
so
good.
what I think is we'll do 2 pushes of this.
Okay.
Because I started it over.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a 1 point for the ladies. Good job, Abby. Oh, I can hear you whispering.
No, that wasn't me when it was supposed to be. Whoops, dude, your microphone is too good.
Oh, is it?
Your microphone is way too good, man. Okay, I'll not whisper this time. All right, AJ.
Okay. All
Maybe
right.
I need to put that a little closer, dude. Turn this up.
Hey, thanks for your honesty.
All right, AJ's word.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Come on, guys.
They said, Dad, you're whispering.
Yes, Pastor.
was
This was
whispering.
No,
No!
I couldn't even hear
He
it.
couldn't even hear it. Like, how did you hear it?
It's like-
That mic is too good. What's ASMR with Ben and AJ?
That's with the sound. They make just random
Oh.
sounds. Yeah.
Guys,
You're not from around here.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
Gabe got it.
Oh, good job, Gabe.
Good job, Gabe. All right. All right, this one's for the ladies. Here we go. I'll try not to whisper it this time. Jeez. Okay.
Good job, Gabe.
All right, ladies. Here you go. Try this one.
What's the phrase? Let me see the phrase. Oh, why do you get the hard one? Every single snowflake is different.
Oh yeah! Hey, was I whispering it again?
That for about 30 seconds
Hopefully
before
not.
they delay caught up. Was he still whispering? I don't think it was.
No, but Gabe had it.
Yeah.
All right, AJ's turn.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, Abby said no. That's good. All right.
All right. Oh, look at that. Here we go. This is what it is on the mic.
Okay. Ready? Nope. Yes, I thought you. Yep. Yep, I thought you. But what's the rest?
Almost.
Almost.
Not you and me could talk.
Abby said I know it.
Ah, Abby knows it.
Come on. And Gianna said me too. I know it.
Yes, you got it, Jordan.
There you go. Yes.
I thought you'd be taller. Oh, and it's starting to blink.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
All right.
Next one. Oh, this is so perfect for our message today. I didn't even plan this. I chose this at random, and this is perfect for today. So this is fantastic.
Okay. Ready? I know it. I mistakenly misjudged you.
Ooh, that,
Oh, that was close,
I
guys.
mean, it's close.
I mistakenly judged you.
Ooh, close. It's close.
There you go.
It's close.
I'm still judging you. No. It's almost time. It's almost time. It's
Almost
time.
done. It's done.
Yes. Yes.
No, not I'm still judging you. I'm silently judging you.
Oh, I thought you said I'm technically judging
Not
you.
technically. I'm silently judging you.
Silent.
Ladies, that's all right. That's all right. Didn't get it. All
Oh,
right.
she said I'm secretly judging you.
Oh, secretly. That's so close.
So close.
All right.
All right. So with the last one, guys. Come on. We need to get this.
Ready?
That's your phrase. Abby said I know it. Come on, guys. Guys, we got this. Come on, we got this for the win.
Ouch. Ouch. Potatoes hot. Well, I mean, you got something. Nope.
Nope. Let's go, Gabe.
Some of the ladies seem to know it, but the guys aren't getting it.
No. Come on, Gabe. And the Oberlins. We got this. Where did Gabe go?
Not ouch, potatoes are nice. Time's almost up.
No. Gianna said it's killing me.
It's killing me. It's killing me. Jesse, not. Abby knows.
Abby said I know. Come on, you guys got this.
Time's almost up. Oh, time's
Oh,
up.
come on.
All right, so both of us missed it. What was it, AJ?
It's couch potatoes are lazy. Couch potatoes are lazy.
We should have had this like then the other team could steal it because
Right.
they knew.
Right. How about we both do it at the same time, and whoever gets it first,
Okay.
will win.
Yeah, because it's tied up. Both of us missed one, so now it's tied up. So we're both gonna do the same one at the same time. I'm doing the girls. You're doing it for the guys. See who can get it first.
Let's do that
All right. Here we go. This is a great one for teenagers, by the way.
Yes, it's perfect.
This is perfect.
Dude, that was really close, Abby. Oh my gosh. She got really close.
Oh, so close.
You got it.
Oh, yes. Girls win. Girls win.
Good job, Gianna. Oh, that was...
Oh, girls win.
Oh, come on, Gabe. Oh, you were late. You were one comment late.
One comment. So close.
So close.
So close.
Oh, man. That was good. That was good. All right.
Well, that was the game for tonight. Next week we're gonna do something fun. Tell us if you like the way this went tonight. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna repost the Zoom, copy the Zoom invitation, and stick it back in the comments here, so we can jump into Zoom at any point. I'm starting the meeting right now. So thank you for being here at ReaLife and checking in and being a part of a community. Hey, this won't end. This isn't gonna go on forever. This will end. The quarantine will end, and we will be able to meet back together. But in the meantime, I'm glad you joined us here. AJ, any final words?
Nope, that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. And look out for all the other things we're doing on social media.